This is not my epitaph.
This is a celebration of what I have loved.
Of all the stars in the sky.
And the pale green and lavender.
And the tap-tap of water on Picnic Rock.
And all the people who've been part of my life.
And all the people who've been a part of my life.
And all the people who've been part of my life.
Hi, my name's Richard Rosenfeld, and I'm happy to be able to do this show. I represented Judith Ingram in my gallery for over 25 years, and during that time I was privileged to be a close observer of the development of her extraordinary art and career. I esteem her as an artist, friend, and as my artistic mentor. She achieved a nationwide career with more than 44 solo shows, received many awards, and is in the permanent collections of many museums. She influenced 2 generations of artists, giving lectures and workshops all over the country. She achieved this the hard way, without benefit of an art school education and while raising a family. She once said, "As an artist, nature is my life, the common denominator of my world." Judy's life reflected her art. She was intensely alive, warm-hearted, inquisitive, playful, and had a highly developed sense of irony.
You're the beautiful granddaughter. Who are you?
I am the beautiful granddaughter of Miss Judith Ingram. I think she was pretty snazzy. She was cool. As an artist, I think she was innovative and true to herself.
She was thoroughly infused by the creative urge and worked relentlessly to explore and develop her own forms of personal expression. Judith Ingram became a pioneering figure in the use of handmade paper as an art object. Her work was very elegant, using embossing and ripped edges as expressive elements. She once said of her art, "I have created it, and it has created me."
My name is Cap Ingram. My mother was an amazing woman, worked diligently, fervently, doing her art craft from 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Every night I would be studying and I would hear her come in at 10:30 at night from the studio.
Sometime in the early 80s, she had an epiphany. Judith became Judy. Her elegant side receded and her earthy, more spirited and emotional side took charge. Her wall pieces became more dimensional, using cast paper as a matrix for holding stones, feathers, filaments, and anything else she found useful. These led to freestanding sculptures, some of them quite large.
What is your name, young lady?
Marianne Ingram.
Mother-in-law. Mother-in-law.
Perfect. She was totally the best mother-in-law. She never had anything bad to say about me. She never complained. We got along fabulously.
In her later years, she became interested in poetry, and writing became her major form of expression.
Ample flesh folds over, sags downward. Blue veins like graffiti decorate. White fuzz barely covers the scalp. Pubic hair mostly, non-existent brown spots and swollen ankles. The catch du jour. But listen, memories etch and rest on the back of my eyelids. And now, each morning anew, sun shines through the window and patches my bedroom floor. Rushing to the bathroom, I see a stranger in the mirror. Oh my, why doesn't she dye her hair, flesh color, and camouflage those bald spots?
It's really been fun to meet people who have consistently used the words, "Your mother changed my life."
Hi, I'm Carol Cole. I'm a sculptor. I work with paper pulp, and Judy Ingram, making sculptures like this is very important to me. She shared her information generously, and it changed my life.
Hi, Kathy McLam, and we knew Judy through the Wallingford Art Center. We painted with her on Mondays. Nancy Marcus.
Judy was an integral part of our Wallingford Community Arts Center abstract painting group that met on Mondays. You never knew when she would show up. She would come up the stairs huffing and puffing because she refused to take the elevator, and then she would just take over the room because she always had critical things to say.
And she usually brought in a material that was different. And we would say, well, now what are you going to do with that? And you never knew, but it always created magic.
Next thing you know, she's doing demonstrations, and we're all like standing around the table and asking all these questions. But that was the wonderful thing about Judy, is she loved to share. She shared with any artist. Some artists are very guarded about what it is they do. It didn't matter to Judy. She was an amazing spirit to have in our classroom.
She was a true artist.
My name is Carolyn Pearson. I'm married to Noel Albertson, who's Judy's nephew. Oh, I love Judy. She's full of life and in this room tonight. I think what I loved the most about her was her sense of humor and her irreverence.
I am Claudette Albertson. Judy is the friend of my life. She's a wonderful person. She was my buddy, and she always stuck up for me. And then her brother.
That's me, in case you didn't already know. I'm Noel Albertson, and I am Judy's, I am Judy's younger brother.
Judy and Bill, her husband, and Claudette and I, extremely close.
We spent a lot of good times together, and Judy is sorely missed.
Not only brother and sister, but friends. We not only loved each other, we liked each other. And there's a difference between the two. If I had to describe growing up with her in one word, that one word would be feisty. And it's a attribute that she carried with her throughout her entire life. Judy was a junior in high school. She had a steady boyfriend, Dick, and Dick did something to aggravate her for a fare-thee well. And she came home cussing about Dick, spouting off about how angry she was at Dick. And she was doing this with my mother in another room, being so loud about it that I could hear every word she said. Finally, in exasperation, she said to my mother, as far as I'm concerned, he'd go shit in his hat and pull it down over his ears, which was Judy being feisty. I laughed like hell when I heard her say it. And my mother said to her, Judy, swearing is one thing, vulgarity is something else altogether.
She has always been the artist, always.
When she first really started getting serious about art, she was pretty traditional. But she got into what I would call modern art. That came later.
She really evolved. She was gung-ho on making her paper. When she got to that point, she was all the way in.